Today is day 48 of the overall module. We are on day 7 of the editing module. However, we had a day 0 and a day 1 that was just one page. So we're actually on day 5 of actually editing, which is fantastic because that means we're about 50 pages into your novel of editing it. You probably did not do this every day and were able to edit those 10 pages. You probably got editing notes and then went and did the editing, came back. Normally that's going to take 3 to 4 days. Today is a huge day. It is an act turning day, so we know that's really big. So when we know something's big, we know it's important, and it's good to have the weight of words to make that importance, and also to really pay attention to what's supposed to be going on here and making sure it is exciting and engaging and what the reader expects, with maybe a little bit of surprise, a little bit of something extra in there, some verve in there to make it exciting. Today we are going to be accepting the opportunity, but really it is usually seldom accepting unless it's a false opportunity. Usually the hero is forced into the opportunity. He has no other options at this point. His wife has left him. He's lost his job. He got kicked out. He got evicted. He must now go with the magician or the villain or whoever it is. So usually this is a rather violent act where we are thrown into the new life. It depends on what genre you have, how violent that is. This could be an actual clash of swords, or this could just be heartbreak, where we had our heart broken and so we are running away from our lover. You get to decide this by genre. That is your choice. But these 10 pages, you may have started yesterday, you may have already done the opportunity, but usually right about now is when the opportunity is accepted, and it needs to be a very distinct moment in time. Very specific. This is the opportunity being accepted. It can be can't be confused with anything else. This is the opportunity. He has not wanted it. He still doesn't want it really, but he's got to take it. And he does. The red and the blue pill. That is the opportunity being taken. And the violence for that came before, when he was arrested by Agent Smith, etc. So it was set up that he better leave his old life and go into the new life. In Luke's example, his aunt and uncle are killed. His relatives are killed. So he has no other option but really to go with Obi-Wan. So that is what we're expecting, what the reader expects, which is the most important thing because, of course, they're our boss. Make sure this makes sense. It doesn't come out of the blue. You have set this up well. Why the hero has to leave his old life and why he's going to the new life. And make this difficult on him. Okay, he has gotten hammered and hammered and hammered to the point where it makes sense for him to leave his old life. If you have not set this up and then have a really big, spectacular accepting of the opportunity, that's going to feel really weird. This has to be a transition that makes sense. And also how he does it. You can't just bring up a new magic item, right? In Matrix, we already kind of explained the self-image and the Matrix, and this is really a computer program. This isn't your real world. So by the time he takes the red and the blue pill, that makes sense to us. The same with Star Wars. It makes sense to us, the world that he lived in, and now the fact that he's going to go on this adventure, we kind of get it. It makes sense to us. So make sure that yours makes sense and that your hero is begrudging enough to do this, but still, he's still himself. He still doubts himself. He's not a hero. He may have some heroics at this moment. It's up to you, but he is not by any means the hero of lore. He's not even a hero yet, really. He's still super reluctant. So that is the act turn. This is very important. This again previews the temple, which previews the climax. We are proving to the reader that we know what we're doing, that we have an interesting story and we're going to tell it in an interesting way. And the acceptance of the opportunity is a big moment in the book, and we need to pull off big moments because that's what people are reading for. They're really not reading for the little moments. They get through the little moments to get to the big moments, just like we do. So when we're watching a movie or reading a book, make sure this opportunity is super engaging. It may not be exciting in the sense of big explosions, but it needs to be engaging. It needs to make sense, and it needs to move us into the new world, which we'll talk about tomorrow.